Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you find yourself in this weird, wild, wacky world of ours, and welcome to the exciting installment of Darkness in Dublin. It's amusing how all of a sudden my lucidity appears to have returned to me after pressing the button for a live broadcast. In all reality, oh no, we are so far into Stoned Town that I'm pretty sure I can see Jimi Hendrix. Moving on. This evening's scene is going to take place out front of the nightclub known as Carpe Infernum, located in the centre of Dublin City. A mass text message to all of the traditions went out asking for aid in the reclamation of the technocratic ship known as Leviathan. It turns out that an orphan, who many of you know by the name of Daniela Griffith, her parents, who had been kidnapped by the technocrats some months ago, it seems as though they were not returned in the same manner in which they were taken. Apparently, their vital elements, the cogitations and the ephemera that made them who they were torn from them and stored in the Leviathan's vast labyrinthine memory banks. This is an attempt in order to rescue her lost parents and perhaps garner some much needed answers as to the technocratic presence in Dublin proper. It has been agreed beforehand the strike force is to be split into two teams. The first team will attempt to access the computer core, the central hub of the technocratic control aboard the Leviathan ship, and indeed the hub where its artificial intelligence, simply known as Aegis, maintains its direct command links to the rest of the ship proper. And the second team are to access the engine room, seeing and noting the damage, and seeing if the ship can in fact be made serviceable. At which point, both teams are to rendezvous on the bridge, and they will attempt, in that case, should the Leviathan prove to be viable as a conduit for one of it's unfair to call it interspatial, so interdimensional travel, perhaps attempt to steal the downed technocratic juggernaut for themselves. You have been told to meet outside Carpe Infernum, a club owned by the Hollow One Master Mage, simply named Gravedigger, in order to see if you can be ferried into the Umbra proper for this little misadventure. Carpe Infernum is just a corrugated iron gateway with a large sign hanging with spindly spider-like writing that's seen on a purple background. It's just a literal door in the wall that leads down with some very fabulous bright red carpet. Outside of which you'll see a bald man built like the proverbial brick shithouse. He must be about 6'5" and weigh nearly 400 pounds of solid muscle. However, for those of you, interestingly enough, anyone who has life sight on will be able to tell immediately, oh no, that's a corpse. Anyway, we will arrive as people get there. I will go down my list of people for your introductions. First on my list is Max. You are first. You are the foremost to the left.
Eliza has no idea why a pact was made with Gravedigger. This seems like a terrible idea, but you know what? Fuck it. So she strolls up to Carpe Infernum. Kind of looks at everything. It's just like, huh. Still the same fucking bullshit. Yep, still bullshit.
To which Eliza is known to have a very, very strong allergy. Yes. All right. Next on our intro is going to be Yuki and Stefanos, because chances are both of you are coming as a team, or a couple, or a pairing.
Yes, we're coming as a team. So Yuki is showing up. She is dressed in her biker leathers. And she's got Stefanos with her. She'll have her long sword tucked away inside her jacket. And she's walking much more slowly than she normally does. Probably so Stephanos can keep pace with her.
Yes, because he is moving rather slowly, and that's before he started carrying around a large. Yeah, there's no other way to describe this, and there's no way he can carry this in any other way. There is a large metallic shield on his back, reminiscent of a Roman legionnaire.
Cool. Next in our little cavalcade of death, we will have Eric.
Eric will probably also have gotten the summons, so he'll approach the place as well. And when he sees Stephanos and Yuki, he will smile and like not bow as such, but like nod his head in greeting and look at Stephanos. Oh, so how do you find the other side of the world? He's the awakened world. He smiles.
I mean, still here.
That's a good start.
Starting to get very nervous around wildlife.
All right. Next we have Kyun.
Hyun will walk up to the entrance that he presumably was pointed to. Go on in. He's wearing his cool, like, thick hoodie and a pair of jeans, and as usual, looks like a shaved Korean man. Shaved head Korean man. Not entirely shaved, that'd be weird.
Jesus.
He'll just kind of stand around looking kind of awkward, waiting for things to happen.
And last but certainly not least, like in English today, is Mr. Gallo.
Mr. Gallo is arriving. Unlike his normal professional dress, he's wearing more practical, nondescript black clothing, carrying what some of you might suspect is a sword cane in a walking stick.
Okay. Carpe Infernum is a space as you walk down the red carpeted floored stairs. You will find yourself in a large ovular room. The one end of the oval that is furthest away from you is dominated by a bar. There are a number of tables that appear to be carved from black marble that sit in the middle of the floor with similarly upholstered chairs. Everything is either black or red, with the exception of the chandelier above you that's casting purple light down onto the dance floor. Standing in the center of which you will see this figure. My. See, I just get to be so popular this evening. I don't normally get so many visitors, but then again, you can't exactly complain, can you? You know, it's your job when you're a civic figure in a modern city, it is. He will turn on his heel and you'll see the scar running down his face and the ring on his finger. Does anyone have spirit sight active?
Bingo.
Okay. Running from his ring, you will see dozens of chains in the ephemera. They appear to be crafted from the ephemera itself. There is at least one wraith in the room with him that has a chain and a collar around their neck that whenever he moves, they are dragged by the chain.
Sweet Hades.
So, my. That's a face I haven't seen in a while. Is that my darling Eliza? Oh, look at how she's grown.
I'm sorry. Did somebody just hear something? Oh, hi, it's Gravedigger.
So, well, I've already ushered one lot of you through into the Umbra in order to go and deal with this giant technocratic Wujimigu the giant Wujimigu that was in the sky but's now somewhat grounded. I think of it like an ostrich, really. It's gigantic and can't fly. Moving on. So, they made a rather stupid deal with me. I'm going to assume that you are more intelligent. Because the exact wording of their deal was very, very silly. They agreed that I could keep anything they lost on this little misadventure. We seeing where that one's going?
Yuki growls.
My, Fido. I've got some dog biscuits in back. It'll make you feel better.
Not especially, no.
So, he'll put up his hands and he'll say, honestly, based on the stupidity of Group A, I'm going to be far more lenient with Group B. I didn't expect them to agree to that, frankly, but then again, you know, they didn't even ask questions. It was that Miss Daniela going, I have to save my parents, I do. That kind of really did it for me, you know, got me right here. I think I'm a heart.
You really have a heart, don't you, Gravedigger?
I have plenty of them. At least 5.
Exactly.
So,
And they are
simple enough.
pure and noble.
He'll actually strike a pose. So, it's pretty simple. I actually don't really give a fuck, but what seems fair? I don't know. If you find anything juicy, you'll give a copy of it to old Gravedigger. In exchange, I'll let you through. Everyone cool with that? Think guns?
Define juicy.
Oh, I'll leave that to your interpretation.
Information?
Well, I'm
Or-
an information broker. It does seem like something I'd like, yeah.
Well, yes.
Okay, so
Obviously.
if I find some orange juice in there, I will give it to you.
I mean, Eliza, you can give me your sweet juice from any berries you want to offer, darling.
Eliza pulls out a tube of nanites. These are technically liquid.
Yeah, but I've got an odd feeling that if I drank those, I wouldn't exactly be able to, you know. Actually, I don't know what would happen. Would they make me better, or would, you know, my insides also join them as liquid?
That depends.
No, legit, as I said, don't really give a fuck. So just give me a copy of any information you come across that might be considered pertinent or valuable, and I'll let you through. Is that a nice, sane, sanguine deal with everybody?
Something juicy. All right.
Yeah, okay.
That's agreeable to me.
He'll start to walk around in a circle around you, and as he does so, you'll notice that as his coat drags on the ground, it's actually his coat will drag on the ground, but as the floor becomes visible to you again, the black marble of the floor is covered in chalk in very interesting and odd symbols as he walks around in a circle. So, if you haven't flown Gravedigger Airlines before, please keep your hands and feet inside the vehicle at all times. I am not to be held responsible for the loss of any personal property and or ephemera that may be lost in the transition process. When the circle is complete, he will walk to the front of the group again, and he will say, well, the basic premise is going to be quite simple. The first lot made their wishes abundantly clear that they wanted to try and raise the great turkey, as it were. So, in the event you can do that, great! I will politely take my leave or find you on a different location in the Umbra, or, you know, the Lands of Jade, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I will meet you somewhere else there, and we will get you out. Or if you cannot raise the chicken of the sea, I will be where I leave you, and you can come back and find me, and I'll get you out. Everyone all right and all clear on the above as I have set them?
Yep.
Perfectly.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, this is why I like people who are nice and succinct. Everything's better when you're nice and succinct. I think so, anyway. Anyway, he'll turn his back on you and snap his fingers. Bye! And you literally feel, as he snaps the fingers, the ground go from under you. It almost feels as if you're standing on very, very quick quicksand for a moment as you're falling for what seems to be only a couple of seconds before thunk, 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 thunk. You are now standing on a rocky outcropping, and the sky is a much different shade of well, it's not even a shade of blue anymore. It is a much different shade of purple than it used to be, and it seems to be spiraling in a very inward arc that is kind of interesting to look at. For those of you who have never transitioned into the Umbra before, please make me a stamina check, difficulty 6. If you've done it before, You're fine.
Sweet.
I
Is
actually
man
can't remember
steel
if I
an
have.
applicable spec?
What was that, Tiger?
Is Man of Steel an applicable spec?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
Straight stamina?
Straight stamina.
2 successes.
You're fine.
Now, do I get armor soak? No, I'm just kidding.
2 success.
You're fine.
I made it also 2 successes.
You're also fine.
3 successes.
Yep, everyone is fine. You kind of feel your lunch kind of threatening to come back, and it's like, but it doesn't. You gentlemen are standing on a rocky outcropping, looking down on this scene. You could almost hear the gravedigger's voice carry on the wind, saying, I see that's big enough for you, Miss Hall.
Now, if we find any pods, we're not going to open them, right?
No. And also,
Okay.
don't touch any weapons or other tech you might find laying on the ground. Will probably just explode.
Okay.
Is everyone close enough together for them to hear Yuki saying that?
Yes.
Good.
All right. From what you were able to ascertain in the conversations that you had prior to this, the Leviathan's engine room is located on her aft section somewhere. She has 2 huge engines that propel her forward, whether she is in real space or in the Umbra proper. In order to gain access to these points, you'll need to first gain access to the ship, which will prove difficult as her main entrance bay and main entrance hatches are located on her underbelly, which is now rather, shall we say, impacted. However, there may be other means. For example, numbers of escape pods were jettisoned when the Leviathan was going down. Chances are that you'll be able to access the ship via their entrance ports.
All
That
right.
seems fine.
I guess if no one else takes the lead, Yuki will start leading the group toward the entrance points for the escape pods.
Okay. You'll make your way towards the ship proper as it looms over you. This thing is a beast. It's huge. I mean, Eliza's probably the only one who's vaguely familiar, as the Aetherites do keep the Aethernautic fleet. However, this ship is at least 3 times larger than even the blueprints of the largest Aetherite ship you've ever seen. It is huge.
Man, I don't even want to fly this thing. I just want to strip it bare.
Well,
And she kind of licks her lips when she says that.
But
if we get it out of here, you'll have the opportunity for that.
yes.
All right. And she puts on her goggles, and when she does so, there's a matter sight and prime sight on that thing.
All right, cool. All of the ship's prime signatures are operational, but incredibly minimal. Essentially, you'd assume that whatever power system it's left, however it's generating power, is operating on some kind of sleep or dormancy mode. As for matter, the ship appears to be composed of basic matter. There is some premium that interlaces the hull at various different points. You'd assume it's used for power. What's the term?
Conduit.
Beg your pardon?
Conduit?
Conduit, thank you. Evan could not remember the word conduit for one thing.
She will reach into her magical murder bag and pull out 2 very strange-looking gloves, and will put them on. or later. All right, so let's check out the escape pods. We can enter from there.
Okay, but how many of you are heading up to the escape pods? It will necessitate a strength athletics roll to climb.
Oh wait, really? Can we just enter somewhere where there's ground level?
It is solidly smooth on ground level. The issue is that many of its main entrance and egress points are somewhat crushed into the ground at the moment.
All right.
Hang on, Eliza, you
Yeah.
could use matter to simply disintegrate parts of the hull and step inside if you'd like.
Can I do that in a section where there is no premium inlaid into it?
Yes, you can.
Cool, I will do that then.
All right, if you'd like to make me the necessary matter rolls.
Yep.
I'm going to assume are you just going to do that ancient and honorable matter 2 trick of transmuting the base metal into sand?
That works. Well, I mean, is it all just one simple metal, or is it multiple metals, multiple kinds of metals?
It's an alloy of various different metals, but
Okay, that would require matter 3.
Unless it is homogeneous. If it is a homogeneous material.
Homogeneous is matter 2, but since it's not homogeneous, it's matter 3.
That's fair. It is in fact an alloy, so it would be multiple states of matter. So, but yes, you can. It'll be matter 3, so it'll be 3 plus 3 is difficulty 6 minus whatever foci and/or things you wish to use, etc.
Yep. So let's see. She will again take out her magical murder bag and take out a pencil, and she will mark an area on the thing. Okay, and just there. And she puts her glove in there, straight in the middle, and kind of like acts as if she's tearing it away.
Okay. I will put it as you're in the Umbra. You will not take paradox, but you'll still need to make those sweet rolls.
Yep. So that's diff 6 minus 2. So that'd be diff 4.
Difficulty 4.
Yep.
And you get to roll those 4 sweet arete.
I do, and I get 4 successes.
Yes. Basically, are you transmuting it? Are you breaking it? How is it physically happening from the perspective of the players?
From the perspective of the players, she is inserting her gloves in there, and when she's basically takes them apart, the area around her glove first turns into sand, and then the rest will follow.
Okay, Eliza is able to create a hole roughly about 2 or 3 feet circular. So basically, you will be able to you'll be able to kind of step or pull yourself in the ship's superstructure.
2 to 3 feet is about this. Okay, no, that works. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't assuming you wanted to make like a large hole in it, just enough to kind of squeeze through.
Yeah. All right, here we go. And she'll step in first, and we'll draw her gun.
You'll be greeted by this. Am I to assume that everyone else is stepping through the hole?
Keys.
Okay.
Shield first.
Yuki will go right behind Stefanos to make sure he gets through.
Okay, something interesting will happen. As Hayun steps through into the ship, his left eye will start to light up with a violet red light. As if basically it actually projects a light out of it as if it was a laser. It doesn't hurt anything or harm anything, but it projects it.
I can see it like with my other eye through my peripherals.
Yes.
Okay. Does anybody else see this? I'll point at his eye.
You look like a Terminator.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, do you mean that's not deliberate?
Yeah, this has never happened before. phone.
Where did you get that eye?
What in
I
the
can't-
name of all fuck?
I don't know. I don't know where I got it. All right, I don't. It's a
You will
long
hear
story.
from the ship's intercom. Good afternoon, Agent 3782.
Well, I assume that answers my question.
He's gonna like raise a finger. Good afternoon, Leviathan.
Are you functioning well today?
Can't complain.
Eliza's going to squint so hard.
Yeah, Eric's on his guard as well.
Agent 3272, would you please identify your compatriots?
Alright, I'm gonna have to make a manipulation subterfuge roll for this, which will be great. They are prisoners.
I see. Would you like me to dispatch security to attempt to aid you in their apprehension?
No, I think I've got it handled. I don't want to take the boys off their break.
Roll me your manipulation subterfuge.
Nice. I would like to spend a willpower if that's allowable.
That is indeed allowable.
I
Bear in mind, you're rolling empathy against a ship. Or the
You said
empathy has to roll its empathy against you. A ship that has empathy. Contemplate.
yeah, I got 2 successes with the willpower.
Congratulations, you beat the ship. I understand. Thank you, Agent 3272. The light in his eye will shut off.
Yuki's gonna take a couple steps closer to Hyun.
Mm-hmm.
So, prisoners, eh? How nice.
He's gonna raise a finger to his lips, and then he's going to whisper, like he's gonna get close to Liza and he's gonna whisper, I was lying.
Motherfucker, I don't know you.
Eric chuckles a bit and shrugs. Well, it worked.
Really would have appreciated being told this.
I didn't know it was gonna happen. Otherwise, I would have warned you all.
I gathered that from your reaction, but
Perhaps we should have this conversation later and simply go whatever we're supposed to be going.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Just don't get too far away from me.
He'll give a thumbs up.
Squints. I should do like the Hyun. And then proceeds to get going.
All right. Your footsteps echo with every step in this place. Dust rises from the ground that has been terribly maintained. You'd assume as the ship is in, well, its power signature is so low currently that it must be operating everything on minimal power, including its ability to recycle and refilter the air. It's so eerie, really. As I said, there was a time, and people may remember this, who were here in the Leviathan when it crashed. This place used to be filled with scientists and researchers, guards, other entities. Now it's cavernous and devoid of life. Approximately 5 to 6 minutes later, the lights in the corridor you're in will go dead. Boom. You are left in complete darkness. I was going to say, did anyone think to bring a torch?
Eliza's gonna switch her goggles to night vision.
That's fine. Her and her many-faced goggles. Eliza, do your goggles
Yes.
have infrared?
They can if I use forces.
Have you used forces?
No, but I can. But I will do so.
Okay.
I'd like to also use.
Okay.
I've still got Prime and Spirit for whatever that's worth.
4 successes. I'll dump one into effect and the rest into duration.
Eliza,
Yes.
there are some heat signatures around you. Large heat signatures.
How many?
3.
What shapes do they have?
I'm going to phrase this in a very interesting way. Almost humanoid.
Do they pop up on the matter
cool.
side?
No.
Probably not, but does entropy side reveal anything?
Not really.
I thought so.
You will hear the ship speak again at this point, and it will say, Agent 3272.
Yes, Leviathan.
You are currently entering an area that is currently under Amber Alert due to Dr. Kreitzenson. My apologies, I have his name written down, but it's much more easy to write and say. Due to the Dr. Kreitzenson's experimentation containment loss. We advise caution.
What exactly was he experimenting on or creating?
Dr. Kreitzenson was working on the potentiality of the human genome and the retrophasing of the human genetic code.
Okay. And the results?
Temperamental at best.
Alright. Thank you for the warning.
Does anybody have a fucking light? Except on their fucking phone. Dolan, get that away. Put that away. Put that away. Bad. Evil. Bad.
I think Yuki might have one in her bag.
Who is snoring?
You guys will hear from around you and off to the side.
Eliza's gonna aim her gun.
Not ominous at all.
What kind of Zerg infestation did we get put into?
Oh no. Yen's gonna pop his claws.
Yuki will hand whatever flashlight she pulls out of her bag to Stefanos and grab her sword.
You had like a torch or some kind, like a flashlight, or no?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
not great. It's like one of those little peep under the hood of your car ones.
Yeah, he's going to like hold it up at the top of the tower shield, so it's pointing ahead of him.
Alright guys, I'd like you to please make me a perception alertness roll, with the exception of Eliza, who will get a difficulty 6, everyone else will be rolling a difficulty 7, everyone else will be rolling a difficulty 8.
I put up a night vision. Does
Oh
that
yeah,
not work?
sorry, Hyun will also get a difficulty 6, my apologies.
Will Prime or Spirit Sight help with this?
I'm
Perception.
gonna go with no.
Oh,
I got no successes.
Ooh.
I got one.
One
perception
success.
alertness.
What was that? Sorry,
Just one.
Ooh, 4 successes.
okay.
None.
I'm assuming Keen Eye applies.
Yes, it does. That's lucky. You see the creature right as it's about to. It's coming down from a broken roof vent, and you see it right as it before its claws sink very, very deeply into dear Dr. Pilson. For the record, this is what you see.
Hey.
Oh, hell.
That's a
Well-
Zerg infestation.
Rolling stamina for soak. Or
Well, no, he basically. Do you call out to the doctor? Or do you let it strike?
Stephanos is basically going to be like, "Look out!" and turn his tower shield to illuminate it.
Okay. At that point, kids, we are in initiative.
Rolling, rolling, rolling.
They are going to basically all go on the same initiative, so they are all going on a 12.
What's initiative?
1d10.
1d10 plus.
Yeah,
Plus-
exactly.
What's
Plus your
that?
dex and wits.
Just wits.
And dex.
Push dexterity and witch.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, stupid roll. Right. Hey.
Probably safe to say, since I'm not really doing anything but just, yeah, I probably shouldn't even be in initiative.
But look, you still have to enter initiative in order to declare things like full defensive actions, etc.
Oh, okay. So, still roll a d10?
Yep. In that case, Mr. Gallo, you are up first.
So I could just see this one thing, can I?
Very, very badly. In terms of it's very dark.
Okay.
When it is denoted to you, you can get a vague outline of its shape.
Okay. Can I blow it up with Forces 3 by transmuting some other convenient energy into forces?
Do you possess Prime?
Sadly, not.
Then yes, you can draw the ambient. You can draw the ambient electrical energy from the ship in order to attack it if you'd like. That is Prime, or that is forces, and you can do that.
I'm just concerned about. Yeah, okay. I'm not blasting electricity because there's a huge metal shield next to it, and that could go badly wrong. But I'll blast it.
The shield's not next to it or anything.
Oh, fine.
I
Okay,
just-
fine. Yeah.
I just threw a
Okay,
point at
fine.
it.
I'll do that. So a bit rusty mage. Right. So I'm rolling my arate.
You roll your arete. It'll be difficulty 6, unless you wish to lower that with any foci and or quintessence that you wish to use.
I guess I lower with foci. Why would I not? Is that what? Is that?
That's fine. What are Mr. Gallo's foci and what's the use?
Instrument. So there's instruments or tools.
Yes, instruments or foci, whichever you prefer to call them.
Instruments is ritual magic and faith. So
You can literally pray at it if you'd like.
yeah, in fact, actually, yeah, my tools for forces is invocations of probing archangels. So I call upon Archangel Michael to smite him with a sword of fire.
All right, that'll drop your difficulty by 1, so it'll be difficulty 5. Roll your bones.
I'll spend willpower.
Okay.
Where's the? I can't find my Discord because there we are. Right, rolling my arate for. The roll's botched. But I spent willpower.
You spend a willpower point, so it's just one success.
Yeah, just one success. You can continue. You can continue casting next round. So you have one success. You'll just continue casting next round.
Oh.
Mhm. In that case, Eliza, do your thing.
I'm gonna shoot it.
Pew pew, motherfucker.
Pew pew, motherfucker. Do I suffer the increased penalties of blind fighting, even though I have night
No,
vision on?
you can actually see where it is.
Okay, cool. 2 successes.
You hit.
Because I got a Forces effect on my gun.
Roll that damage.
Sure. See. "13 aggravated."
Boom. You pop it one shot. Whoever was standing, Eric, you receive a face full of mutagenic blood. Please soak. Please soak 3 levels of activated damage, which I don't think you can soak.
Ooh.
I can Sogak. Yep.
Can you?
I said I don't think I can Sogak.
So yes, its blood hisses over you and starts to eat at your flesh. I'd recommend taking off the coat that you're wearing immediately.
I'm gonna do that. I'd rather be naked than burned.
That's entirely fair. You will hear a screaming noise as 2 more of them descend on you in a wailing, flailing mass of claws and teeth. Yuki, one of them is going to hit for you. Holy shit, it gets 5 successes to hit you. Do you want to dodge?
Yes, I do. Shit.
And all of those successes were a 9, 9, 9, 10, 10. So it's just like even if you increase the difficulty to hit it, it's still 5 successes.
I'm just picturing it going 9, 9, 9, 9, 9.
It's not Adolf Hitler in that one video. God damn it.
Okay, you know what? I'm just Snake Step.
Snake Step is made of wind.
Yep. Difficulty 5 or 6.
It's difficulty 5 with Snake Step, I think.
Depends on if you have it as a soft style or a hard style maneuver.
Okay, I have it as a soft style then.
If it's a soft style, then it's diff 5 with 3 extra dice.
Fucking love Snake Step.
I know.
It's so good.
I love it. Okie dokie.
It was literally my Hessian's answer to everything.
2, 3.
What are you doing?
Snake
I
step.
snake step it.
He was just telling you hello. I'm snake stepping it.
He had another answer to everything, which was counter throw, but that's neither here nor there.
I mean,
Where are the badgers?
So do you dodge, Yuki, or do you not?
Yeah, I dodge. I'm rolling my dice now.
Okay, roll them bones.
Type it correctly.
I have to admit, okay, so it still hits you with 3, it just gets less rollover. I do love the mental image, though, of Eliza just turning around like calm as fuck, just doing boom, and the head just explodes.
And Eric's now only in his boxers.
We've established that this is what Eliza does, Evan.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
Can Yuki soak lethal?
She has armor, right?
Yeah, she's got 1 dot in armor to soak it with.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Soak 7 lethal.
Oh hell.
You're still not dead.
Oh, thank God, she succeeded.
Only 6.
Only 6.
Only down to incapacitated.
Yep.
The other one is going to make a V line for Hayun.
I have a question, Heather. How much stamina do you have?
Yeah. I want to say 3. It's 4.
It's
I have a
4?
specialty. Yeah, I have a specialty in endurance.
Okay, good. You're not stunned next round.
I was going to say she didn't break the double stamina block because I was thinking that, but knew it's all good. All right, Hayun, and it doesn't hit Hayun. It actually botches the roll as it runs towards Hayun, screaming. It trips on some electrical cable. Well,
Dope.
that was anticlimactic as fuck. All right. Who's
Oh,
next
no,
in
no.
the initiative?
It's like when the alien tries to, use its little mini mouth thing, and it accidentally punches a hole through its own jaw.
Next in the initiative is Hyun.
Oh, well, there's one on the ground right in front of me, right?
Yes.
Stunk.
I have claws. I would like to punch it in the back of the skull.
That is fine. You will get a -2 difficulty as it's technically prone.
Oh, I think claws are already at a reduced difficulty, are they not?
I think claws are difficulty 5, I want to say.
I don't think they are. I think they're diff 6.
Yeah, I think they are. Gank will be overpowered if they weren't.
Gangrel are already overpowered. They get the ability to do ag damage with a second rank discipline.
Yes.
I mean,
So it's definitely not diff 5.
that's fine. I mean, that's for vampire though. Mage is an entirely different ballgame. Oh, I'll hit a diff 4.
But
It's
claws are
fine.
claws.
Sorry?
But claws are claws, I suspect. Yeah.
I mean, mine are made of metal, not bone.
Yeah.
I got 2 to hit. So
By the way, would you say these are Wolverine-style claws?
yes, that's basically what they are.
Strength +2 lethal, according to M20.
Yep.
Except these are strength +2 aggravated because somebody did a rope.
Yeah. It,
Oh my! Let me just fan myself here.
So roll that sweet damage, Tiger.
is my DLL tends to double on damage?
About your spec and damage.
This isn't even my final form. Oh, it doesn't matter. I only got 2, and none of them were 10s.
That's fair. You will punch down through it. It will snarl on the ground, dripping more acidic blood. It doesn't touch you, fortunately, and it does not appear to be strong enough to corrode through the claws proper. Next in our initiative round, we have... Oh, sorry. Next in our initiative round, we have Mark.
Yep, it might be a good idea to unmute myself. Well, Eric is hurt himself, but being the doctor that he is, he sees that Yuki is hurt worse, so he will head over to her and try to heal her.
All right, roll me that sweet Erite.
Yes. Come
It is
on.
it's only lethal damage she has taken, so will not take the extra quintessence to heal.
3 dice, 6 difficulty. Well, at least it's not a botch, but I fail.
Okay, cool. Moving swiftly along. Next in the initiative is Yuki has acted, and last but not least is Solon. He just taking full defensive.
Okay.
I said Yuki's actually technically last, but Solon, I'm assuming you're just doing a full defensive.
Yup.
Okay, and Yuki has already taken her action. So that means it's back up to the top of the initiative with Mr. Gallo.
Okay, I shall continue with my attempt to Creo Ignem them.
Because fuck this motherfucker. Exactly. Are you spending another willpower or are you not?
Yes.
Okay. Roll me your sweet Erite. It'll now be difficulty 6 because you've cast for 1 round.
Sure. Oh, fiddle. I've rolled 1 6 and 2 1s.
The universe does not like you.
Yeah.
Next is Eliza, and she does what Eliza does.
Oh well.
Pew pew.
Eliza is going to run over towards Yuki and inject her with the nanites.
Yay.
I just need to get a success to activate them.
By the way, if Nathan's roll was an extra difficulty, shouldn't the difficulty have been 7?
No, because it's including the foci, so basically...
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
Yes.
that's true.
The nanites get injected. You heal. I don't know if the healing takes place in 1 turn, Evan, since it's technically a life 3 effect. But
Yeah,
she heals. She heals for 8 aggravated.
Yeah, no, it will take place in one turn. She had 6 lethal, so she will be back to help me. Yay!
So basically, Eliza will inject this fucking tube of nanites into her, and there's this luminescent blue glow that just courses through her body and basically knits her fucking bones and wounds and skin all tightly and back together.
As Yuki starts to glow, guys, you will see the creature in front of her screams and falls to the ground, holding its eyes.
Eric will want to talk to Eliza after this. That can come in pretty handy.
All right, you good? Moving on. Who's next at the chopping block?
The next is the creatures. One of them is incapacitated. The other's going to try and stab the tiger's legs.
Rude.
Does it get a penalty for doing it from a prone position, or?
Yes, he does.
Nope.
He does, however, succeed with 2 successes. Do you want to take the hit, or would you like to dodge, Tiger?
I will take the hit.
Okay, cool. Please soak 4 lethal damage.
Okay. My hoodie specs with my natural armor, right?
Yes.
I took 3, so I take 1.
Okay. And it is now your turn.
I'm going to fucking punch it in the head again.
Hooray!
And it's still prone.
Yep.
I got 2 to hit again. Okay. So now I do actually need the answer to that question. This isn't even my final form apply to damage rolls?
Yes, because that's amazing, and I love that spec.
All right. That is 5 aggravated.
It will die on the spot.
Oh.
Next is Eric.
Yep. Eric will. Can he use a dot of Quint, a point of Quint to heal himself? Now that there's no one else injured.
You don't need to spend. Oh yeah, for the aggravation, yes.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be 1. It'll be 1 Quint needs to be spent for each point of ag you want to heal yourself by.
You know what? I'm gonna spend two Quint and get down to only 1 egg.
Okay. Roll your dice.
Yep. 3d10. Difficulty 6. I guess. Yep. Well, spank my ass and call me Charlie. That didn't work.
Okay. Next is Yuki, or next is Solon, who's going to take a full defensive, and then there's Yuki.
Nope.
Sorry, what was that, Solon? Did you say yep or nope?
Yep.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Well, these things hit pretty hard. Ow. And they have acidic blood. Heart strike seems like the way to go.
Okay.
Difficulty 5. Okay. So for me, that would be one success.
Okay. Roll your damage.
4 successes.
Okay, is that lethal or is it dashing?
It's 4 bashing.
Okay, it will attempt to soak. It soaks 2 of that. Okay, Mr. Gallo, you might now be able to do something. I have faith in you.
Have I got any successes so far or not?
You've got
Yeah,
one
you still-
because of the willpower.
You still got 2 successes due to the willpower. It'll only take 1 more success to kick off the effect.
Fine, let's do that.
You're gonna spend the willpower to kick off the effect.
No, because I think we're on top of the situation. So I'll just roll my dice roll this time.
Oh no!
You should at least make 7.
Well, 81. So that's 0 successes, but not a botch.
All right, Eliza, just finish this.
I call upon all the powers that be. 3 rounds later.
Oh, actually, question: if I've got 2 successes plus the bonus for damaging with forces, does that do anything?
No, because the forces will give an extra success when the effect is successfully cast. So in theory, if you got the 3 successes to cast the effect, it would give 4 for the damage, but
Right.
not for anything else.
Boo. Oh well.
Yeah, we actually did the math once. That if you got irritate 3, you're more than you have your highest likelihood of failure because of how often 1s are generated compared to successes. But anyway, Eliza, do your thing.
I hit it hard, real hard. Ow, ow. Let's see. That Jim.
There we go. It will fall to the ground. Solon, can I make 1 note with you?
Okay,
How's it going? You doing good?
maybe.
Okay. So their spirit was really fucked up. They had a human spirit as far as you can see when they charged and when they interacted with you, but it was malformed. And their spiritual essence was physically leaching into their physical form.
Almost as if their body was draining their soul.
Almost as if their soul was contaminating their body.
Like radiation.
Kind of. On a
Huh.
side note,
Are
you
you
have...
are you sharing this with us? What you
Well, I have to find. I think he has to finish telling me what I'm seeing first.
On a side note, Yuki now has a blotch of that corruption in her own aura.
Oh.
Do I as well, since I got that blood on me?
No, you don't.
Okay, good.
I probably
However-
won't say anything until the fight's over.
I will
Or is
point
it
out,
over?
Yuki, for the record, when it did all the damage to Yuki, it did the damage with a bite.
Oh.
Yuki, sweetheart, lose 1 willpower point. Continue.
How is everyone?
Are there still 2 creatures left, or did one of them die?
All 3 are dead.
Oh, in that case,
Kevin,
I'm sorry, I didn't realize the fight was over.
is that
Yes.
permanent or temporary?
Temporary willpower point.
Okay.
He will tell them that. He's going to say, there's something wrong with these creatures. It's, I don't know how to describe. Their soul is infecting their bodies, and when it bit you, Yuki, part of it is in you.
Yuki.
Mm.
Yuki looks at Stephanos. All right. That's fine. I can deal with that. Let me know if it starts to spread.
Evan,
Okay.
can I discharge my forces successes to just fill the area with light?
Yes.
Okay, let's light the place up in case there's any more of them out there.
Okay. You will hear a hiss and a snarl and kind of those guttural animal noises. You've seen many more of them, possibly upwards of a dozen, slink away into the darkness away from the light.
The Gandalf thing.
Yuki, your eyes start to hurt ever so slightly.
Eliza is going to lower it, to crouch down and basically take out what are those called? One of those sticks you clean your ears with. Those
The Q-tips.
An
Q-tips.
earbud.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, she's going to take a Q-tip and take a sample of this beast's spit,
Okay.
and basically store it for research. And then she's going to take out another Q-tip and walk over to Yuki and say, "Can I take a sample of yours?"
Oh, sure. And she'll open her mouth,
Thank you.
and she's kind of shielding her eyes.
Yeah, we're gonna have someone need to take a look at that.
Yeah, I have an idea. I'd rather
Yeah,
not do it
Eric.
now if I can avoid it, though.
Minor possession.
Eric to the rescue. Can I roll either intelligence or wits medicine
To do what?
to try to see if I can find out what is physically wrong with her?
There's
I'm a
nothing
doctor.
physically wrong with her.
Oh, okay. It's only in her aura. Okay. And I don't know that.
So you will walk down the corridor. It stinks of waste and human bio down here. You know, the smell of shit, the smell of urine. It is just unpleasant. It hits your nostrils like a sledgehammer. You don't know what these creatures were intended to be, but whoever created them, they clearly got loose from whatever containment they were in. You really come to pity them. You came to the realization that these were human ones. These were in fact grown. As you see them skulk just out of the sight of the light, you'll notice some of them are even wearing lab coats, the vestige remnants of their humanity now lost. Yuki, lose another temporary willpower.
Okay.
Every time that happens, Solon, it's getting worse.
It's getting worse.
Okay, does anybody have the knowledge base to isolate that whatever's in her soul?
No.
Might be able to find
Eric looked
That's
at her
wrong.
and says, well, if it had been a physical problem, I would know, but matters of the spirit.
Technically, Evan, since I have Prime Sight up, is it something that's in her pattern or in her soul?
Yes, it is. It's in.
Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Okay, I need you to sit down real quick.
She'll sit down.
Hang on just a second.
Okay.
What were you saying, Nathan?
I say, so I've put up mind 1 at all perception. Do I see anything in the aura?
She doesn't appear to be feeling it, but her aura You know how auras have different colors?
Yes.
I can't remember the color for it because I'm not looking at the chart. Yuki might not feel it, but her aura shows a deep, deep hunger.
Is it consistent with possession?
No, she's not possessed.
Okay, so it's a mild possession.
It's,
Okay.
it's not one aura overlaid over another, which is generally possession.
Okay.
I'll be back in just a second, guys. If you want to talk amongst yourselves, I need to go get a drink and take some pain med.
Cool.
So
I'll be right
Yuki-
back as well.
Yuki will sit down and kind of get comfortable in the lotus position.
So how are you feeling? Are you feeling good? Do you feel anything weird after a creature bite you? It's like, ooh, that looks nasty. Ooh, that doesn't look too good.
The light hurts my eyes, and
Light hurts your eyes.
I don't know how to describe it. Really, it's like
Oh.
my resolve is not as firm as it was when we walked in.
Well, you definitely have a distortion in your metaphysical prime base, in your metaphysical ether base. And I might be able to isolate that, but I don't know how much more I could do. I could try and purge it, but that could hurt a lot.
I don't think it's a possession, but it's some kind of contamination.
It's probably an infection. If you look at those critters, and she gestures to where the lab coats were, They're probably the same.
But it's not a physical infection. It's a spiritual one. You can see the hunger in her aura. Do you
I
feel-
don't know about
Hunger.
that, but
I don't feel hungry.
Your aura color suggests there's something in you extremely hungry.
I don't know about that, but you, and she kind of points to Stephanos, you said that there was something in her, that these creatures were leaking into their bodies? What exactly did you mean by that? Solid?
Huh?
I asked, Eliza asked Stephanos something.
What was it?
She was asking, you were saying something about something leaking into their bodies?
Their soul is leaking into their bodies. It's something about their soul. It's infecting the body, and it infected her when.
Okay.
This would be the old concept of physical beauty or ugliness is a manifestation of virtue or vice in this case.
I have no idea. So, whatever. And she's gonna reach into her magical murder bag and pull out a really weird looking tablet. And she spins it and flips it in her hands a few times. Okay, let's see if we can work with this. And she starts tapping on it. Evan, are you back? Nope.
Doesn't seem like it.
Yes.
Ah, okay.
Oh, there you are.
So where exactly was Yuki bitten?
I'm gonna say based on the amount of damage did somewhere on the chest.
Okay, that's fair.
Amputation is not an option then, right?
Eliza took out a tablet, and what she's basically going to do is she's going to scan her pattern with it.
Okay.
Basically, she's just making an imprint of her pattern on her tablet, so the tablet would basically have a prime 1 effect.
Yep. So you're basically scanning her pattern.
Yep.
Okay. Awesome. Have you rolled the effect?
I'm going to do that right now. 4010. Diff low.
Remember, it's 4d10 for you.
Yep. That's only 2 successes. Going to make it a second roll.
Cool.
If still low. That is still 2 successes. So I got 4 successes. I'll put 1 into effect, 3 into duration.
Okay. Before I begin, Yuki, do you have any flaws, merits, or anything like that that would become apparent on a deep prime scan for him? Anything weird or funny?
Heather?
Oh, I was muted. Sorry. Okay. So there's the oracular ability merit that would probably pop up on a scan as some kind of entropy effect.
Probably.
And there's another one that might pop up. And that's the paranormal prohibition.
That won't really pop up now. All right, so for Max, right, as you scan Yuki's pattern, a large amount of her pattern is ordinary mage. She has quintessence in her system. It pools in the correct places, etc. However, her pattern is being altered.
Okay. I can't, with Prime 3, I can't inject my own quintessence into someone else's pattern, right?
You can put your own quintessence in, yeah.
Oh, okay.
That is a Prime 3 effect.
Right.
Okay. So here's what I want to do, Evan. I don't think, can I with Prime 3 remove this effect? I don't think so, right?
No, that would be at least Prime 4 to alter her pattern.
Okay. But can I then use a combination of her own quintessence and my quintessence to isolate and quarantine it?
Okay. What I'm going to say to you here is I'm going to use some medical terminology that Evan knows, so you'll have to forgive me. But it's the easiest way I can explain this to you. You can put a blood transfusion into someone who has. You can put a blood transfusion into somebody who has severe liver or kidney problems, and it may stabilize them briefly. However, the blood will continue to be corroded via the process of having the damaged organs.
Yeah, but I can't remove it.
Okay, I have another idea. Given it's clearly got a strong emotion enough to show up in the aura, can I target and remove that emotion, which should at least stabilize it for now?
You can suppress the with Mind 3. You can suppress the emotion. You can deaden the emotion.
If I could try and deaden the emotion of hunger, that would at least stabilize it. Probably.
It would stabilize the emotional elements of it. Yes.
And well, I'm hoping it would stop eating her if it's not hungry. Would people like me to try that? I'm asking. I'm actually asking people, not just doing it. Or if someone else talented with mind.
Basically, whatever we do here is going to be a temporary measure, nonetheless. Somebody with more power than us is going to need to have a look at this. Whatever we do is basically just a temporary block. So, I don't know.
Well, Yuki, what would you like us to try?
Just about anything is better than the alternative, which is harakiri. So, yeah.
Well, does anyone have a better idea?
We could try finding a terminal with this doctor's notes on it.
Actually, would be really great.
Perhaps our agent could ask the ship if it can help.
Yeah. Leviathan, are you there?
Yes, Agent 3272.
Out of character was like Dr. Krentis, right? Or something like that.
Dr. Krentis, yeah, because I've changed his name to be more pronounceable. It was originally Dr. Kreutzen, but then I decided his name is now Dr. Krentis because it's much easier to pronounce.
Okay. Where did Dr. Krentis keep his notes on this experimentation?
Dr. Krentis would have kept his notes in his office, just off his laboratory, sir.
Where is that?
You will see computating. Would you like a map from your present location, sir?
Please.
Very well, sir. Activating Holo Imager, at which point his eye will glow again, and it will display an inner schematic of the ship, based on where you're standing at the moment, with a series of zigzag lines cutting through corridors until you will find a given point.
All right. It's progress.
Evan, could I still be able to temporarily isolate and contain the corruption that is currently in her pattern?
You wouldn't be able to isolate it or contain it, but what you can do is, if you feed her fresh quintessence that is not being affected, it will mean it will take longer for it to affect it, because it basically will have more to chew through.
Okay, I'll do that instead then.
Cool.
So what Elisa will do on her pattern is basically she'll zoom in on the section of her pattern that is currently being eaten away, and she will basically make like some sort of building block, sort of like build a building block wall surrounding it. That'll be her own quintessence.
Okay. By the way, Yuki, how much temporary willpower do you have?
Currently she's sitting at 6.
Okay.
Nice. Okay. Well, Yuki, do I have your permission to attempt this mind effect I described?
Go ahead. I'm open to anything at this point.
Right. Okay. So is it Mind 2 or Mind 3?
Mind 3.
Okay. So what am I looking for?
It'll be difficulty 6 basic because she's not resisting you. If it was, it would become her willpower plus 3 because that's how mind works. But she's not actively resisting you, so it'll be difficulty 6, and you'll require 3 successes to kick off the effect, and then to put effect into some successes into duration.
Okay. Just think about this. No one's around here's got a compatible paradigm to help me, have they? Okay. Let's give this a go. I'll start invoking. I think find my stuff is self-affirmation. So I affirm that by my authority as Arithmetic Magus, this unclean infection will cease. And I've started with just a failure, 7 and 1. First roll. I'll abort and then restart after a short break to recompose myself. Starting the game. 2 successes.
Cool. You're going to need at least one more to kick off the effect and then to put some into duration.
And that would be a botch.
Oh,
That's bad.
that's bad news bears for you.
Oh dear.
I mean, it was coincidental, thankfully.
Actually,
Yeah.
is the first botch a ritual? Can I not spend a willpower to negate it afterwards?
It's not a ritual. It is an extended cast.
Sorry, it's
Yeah.
the same.
We don't have time for a ritual.
Right,
A
okay.
ritual is like an hour per roll, I believe. It's either an hour or half an hour.
Okay.
Okay,
Depends
so
on how
I
many successes you're going for.
I need to do a thing. Okay. It
How's-
is coincidental, which means it is. Do.
Actually, was it
You-
not? Is it definitely 6, not 5? Because I'm taking casting time. Use my focus.
Let's see. What is the stiff
If
6?
it's 5, it's not a botch, so it's kind of relevant.
It is based at 5.
Yeah.
Because it's 3 plus 3. Wait, no, is it mine 3?
Yes.
It's mine 3, yes,
Mine
which means,
three.
and he's already rolled once, which means it will become difficulty 6.
Yeah, but he said he would take a break. He aborted that one, and he
Yeah, no.
started anew.
He rolled. He aborted the casting.
Yeah.
Then he started again.
Got 2
Got
successes.
successes on the first roll.
Oh.
Just on the second roll.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yes, which means that he botched on the second roll of a continuous roll, which means it adds more docs.
Oh no!
Yeah, yes.
I mean, he said he was taking a break between them and trying to start over.
No, that's the second
No,
point.
but Solon, he already had one roll into the thing after he took the break. This is the second roll, not the first.
Yes.
After he took the break.
Okay.
So I believe
It's definitely 6, not 5. Is it? Okay, you say so.
the difficulty is definitely 6, not 5. All right. In that case, you will immediately take 4 points of paradox.
Ow.
I would invest in a familiar.
Okay. Ow. 5. No, it's not working.
Okay. I have enough quintessence, so I'm basically going to give her 4 quintessence to act as a barrier.
That's fine. You'll need 3 successes to kick off the effect, because it is prime 3, and then you will need 1 success per point of quint you wish to send over.
Okay, that sounds fair. Let's see, 40, 10. Let's see, prime 3 plus 3 minus 2.
And I don't really need to do anything but just kind of sit there and accept this?
Yes.
Okay,
Actually,
neat.
I will roll. I would like to roll my hypertech with this, as I'm basically using the calculations on my tablet in order to
Yeah,
make this.
if you roll that, you'll then get an additional -1 to bring it to difficulty 3. So yes.
A successful hypertech roll.
Okay. So roll me your effect and stay difficulty 3. As long as you don't get above 5 paradox, it'll bleed off the rate of 1 a week. Once you get to 5, it stays in your pattern.
Okay.
I think you have to go that entire week without using magic, although that I might be wrong on that.
You are not wrong on that. You are right on that.
2, 3, 4. I've got a total of 8 successes, so this is good.
Yep, you'll be able to transfer 4 quintessence to the Yuki.
Yep. So, basically, what she'll see, what everybody will see is like Eliza tapping on her tablet and then placing her gloved hand on Yuki, and some sparks will fly from it. Okay, that should be good. That should buy you some time. We're still going to need those notes to see what it brings up, if we can trust the map provided to us by an agent. And afterwards, I still recommend seeing someone to remove that for you.
Oh, yes. She'll sigh heavily.
Okay, that's about all we can do for now.
Well, that's good then.
Should probably get moving then.
Okay, is everyone okay to press on, or do we need to fall back?
No, we're pressing
No, we're
on.
pressing on. There is no falling back here.
Well, you heard the lady. Let's go.
Okay.
So what directions are we taking? As we can either go, the 2 paths will indeed diverge. The engine room is not located anywhere near the doctor's laboratory. In order to go to one, you'll need to divert in order to go to the other.
We'll go to the laboratory first.
Okay. You will find yourself outside a large pair of what appear to be sealed security doors. They have very large biohazard signs on the doors themselves, in order to be indicative of, careful beyond this point, etc.
Are there any of those safety outfits hanging here? Because they usually are hanging just outside of it.
No, there are not.
God damn it. If you look through the door with matter and life sight, do I see any germs floating around?
No. What you do see, however, is a figure, a human life in the room.
Oh my god.
Is it another one of these creatures?
No. It is a mage, however.
Guys, heads up. There's a technocrat in here.
Okay.
I don't know if this area is infected, yes or no. So we might all go down the drain. Happy fun times.
But this person doesn't look infected.
No, they do not.
Perhaps they have a way to vaccinate or something.
Or perhaps they will steal our souls from us.
I mean, it's multiple of us versus one of them.
I wouldn't. She just kind of looks at Hyun, with the one of them, huh? Agent, look.
I mean, I turned down their offer and then had their tracker ripped out of my head. But if that's not enough, cool.
All right. So, do we open the door that says biohazard?
Do we really have any other choice?
Not really.
Okay.
It's almost like an unmovable wall of stories is preventing us from going forward without making tough choices.
I apologize for nothing.
Liza,
Yeah.
can you protect your pattern from hazardous biological things?
Can I, Evan?
Define hazardous biological things.
I don't know because I don't have an analysis on whatever is contaminating these people. So I don't think I can do that.
I don't think you can either, Max.
Okay, so she's gonna say, nope.
Can you can you oh fuck. I don't know how to use a computer, okay? I can barely use my phone.
Girl, that's a life skill.
Eric looks at people and says, "Okay, if you guys get me to a terminal where I can find whatever's doing this, like he's got to have done some research to do this. Get me to that place and I'll take a look at it."
He's right there.
Yeah, to be fair, he's asleep. Why don't we wake him up and talk to him?
Are we
Might appreciate the rescue, frankly.
The lights were off and he's locked himself in there. Perhaps we should go and see what's up. If we have to fight him, we have a slight advantage. He'll be groggy. I mean, but hopefully it won't come to that. But we can't just stand here.
Okay, so the consensus is open the door that says biohazard. Gotcha.
Yeah, and
hold off on that, Liza.
Well, I was just about to do it.
Are we sure we want to do this? Nobody has to do this.
Yuki.
Do you want to become like them?
Stop sounding like a fucking shonen hero.
Oh, and Max gets an extra XP.
Oh.
Yuki looks indignant, but grumbles, fine.
What is up with all of you fucking shonen heroes, I swear.
You do realize I actually am Japanese.
I know.
Grew up in Japan.
I know.
Okay.
So does that make it less racist or more racist?
It's a statement. If you were performing the same pattern of behavior, I'd call you the same.
Can we get back on topic, please?
Okay. He just points to the door like someone open.
Alright. How do we open this?
Would you like to make me an intelligence hypertech roll in order to crack the system of the keypad entrance?
I can certainly try once I get back to my computer.
Why are you far away from your computer?
Because reasons.
Would you go so far as to say raisins?
Well, raisins are very good reasons, but no, sadly, they're not the reason.
You need more raisins in your life, Max.
I do. They're delicious.
Question, Evan, does the keypad, like, is it like a number pushy button one, or is it one where you just like put your hand on it?
It's a hand scanner.
I could try putting my hand on it, since this like ship recognizes me as an agent.
It recognizes your eye. Would it recognize your hand?
Depending on the difficulty, Evan, I've got one.
We are about to find out, I guess.
Yeah, no pun intended. Does it know where that hand's been?
Why don't you just try it?
I think Eliza's doing a thing, so...
I already got 5 successes, so I don't know what you
Yeah.
need.
You are able to very handily crack the system. You basically then convince what Eliza does is she manages to hotwire the system in a way that it will accept any hand as the approved hand, places her own hand on it, and the door will slide open. You will see inside a large office-like room. There's a desk that dominates one side of the room. Everything appears to be very white and very clinical. There are a number of very, very exaggeratedly pseudo-1950s style sci-fi medical implements on a set of tables, and a woman who is physically floating in blue liquid with her eyes closed. However, as the door opens, her eyes will snap open.
Prime and spirit sight on her?
Eliza will enter the room.
She looks like an ordinary mage. She has Prime in her system, and she has a... her aura is now curious, to answer that question.
Yuki
Yeah, I'll
follows.
follow Eliza.
Eliza will wave at the Sleeping Beauty, covered in blue liquid.
Her eyes are open now, since the door opened.
Yeah, no, she will wave at her.
She will be the blue liquid will disappear, evaporate into a kind of a gaseous smoke inside the tube as clothes will proceed to almost be. It looks almost like they're beamed onto her body in the sense that the as two small. It's almost like the devices on either side of the tube itself draw them on as if they atomize them into creation on her form before the tube will retract into the ceiling. Oh, I wasn't expecting company.
Hi there. So are those your work?
You're going to have to be a bit more precise.
The creepy crawly human, or rather the creepy crawly remains of what once humans.
Oh, interesting. In a manner of speaking, I suppose.
Listen, okay, we really don't have the time for indirect answers. So what we would like to know is it your work? If so, do you have a cure? Maybe that would be really good.
Well, in all honesty, when you're tasked to create a new breed of super soldier, you're not generally asked, can you cure the super soldier until such time as, the serum for the completion of such is in fact itself complete.
Cool. So, do you have a cure or not?
No.
Could you
Okay.
stop the process before it completes?
On a side note, who are you people?
Oh,
Well,
can't
Eric-
you tell from looking from us? Can't you tell from the man in boxers?
I mean, he just looks like a fuckwit, but that doesn't answer my question.
I would have you know that I'm a doctor, my lady.
Well, congratulations, you're a naked doctor. If anything else, that's one step down in whatever the hell your profession is.
To be fair, so were you just a few minutes ago.
Yeah.
Yes, but he does not have very cool digital clothing devices.
What's the last thing you remember?
I have something else that's very cool or quite hot.
Wow.
Jesus.
The boxers will stay on, thank you.
Eliza will ignore that and say that okay. What's the last thing you remember?
I was. That's an interesting question. I was working in my lab. There was a power malfunction. We were ordered to get to the escape pods. Huh. I couldn't leave certain research notes, so I decided that I would attempt to delete the system files. I deleted the system files. Then I entered stasis so that I would be protected from the impact. No doubt the Union would eventually reclaim the ship and then they'd just wake me. But then again, looking at you, I don't suspect you're with the Union, are you?
No, we're not. Good guess.
Lady,
the
we're
except-
the only rescue crew you've got.
With the exception of... that is interesting.
Keon just lets out a large
Right.
sigh.
No. I know your augments. I helped to make some of those augments, but they weren't meant for you.
Right.
I
Can I have a
have a
look at your
question.
research? I need to. I would like to see if I can make sense of it to help my friend here.
Ah, yes, of course. The naked man wants to see my research.
See, back
A
on
lot of
human.
questions. There are a lot of questions.
Well, I'm not
We don't have time.
entirely naked, actually.
Right. I'm going to leave now. She will very casually start walking towards the door.
Excuse me, we're not done.
Keon,
Before you go,
Keon
Vic,
will get in your way.
Can one person at a time speak? OC.
Yes,
Sure.
okay. So, Max, go first. I'm going to go through people. Max, go first.
Okay, so when she attempts to leave, Elias will say, "Excuse me, we're not done." See, because of the augmentations, or rather the changes that you did to people, they've started to cause an effect that deteriorates and basically degrades their humanity and degrades their bodies into something zombie-ish. And it infects other people. So we really like to know how to reverse that effect. So
Okay.
help us.
Tiger. Sorry, Tiger. What did you say?
Hyun's just going to straight up get in her way if she tries to leave.
Okay. And last but not least, Nathan, what did you say?
I was also going to talk to her, so you better reply to that question first.
She will say to Eliza as she's blocked by Hyun, she's like, frankly, she says as she straightens her lab coat, I have no idea how to help these supposed entities. That's not my job. I don't do cleanup.
All right, that's fine. You guys go on without me. Lock me in here with her. Either she fixes me or she becomes like me and we eat each other.
Well, I could just kill you all, but that's neither here nor there. I'd really rather not.
Perhaps you could answer another question. Just how contagious is this? Is it
I don't know. I have no idea what you're talking about. You have to understand, when I went into that tube, what you're talking about existed in a petri dish.
Well, I don't
Oh,
I don't
no.
recommend going that way. Listen, here's the thing. Your experiment, whatever it might have been, went really, really. Well, I guess there's no wrong way since it's a fucking experiment, but it went in a way that you probably did not expect. So, it's starting to affect people and biodegrades them. We would like to at least get a way to stop the infection of our friend here to make sure she doesn't turn into that.
and make sure it doesn't spread across the face of Earth if we go back home.
This is an abomination, and it needs to be dealt with. Now, let me take a look at your research, see what I can make of it.
Do you remember? Oh, mother of God! Am I?
She
Do you
said she
remember I said that there were certain? Do you remember I said there were certain files I couldn't, that I deleted, that were of
Yes.
vital importance that I could not have falling into, etc., etc., etc. I'll give you 3 guesses what files those were. Keep up, naked man.
Well, as I said, I am not entirely naked, and files can be restored if you're good enough
Excuse
with
me.
the computer.
Madam, that thing you stepped out of, does it have either healing or stasis capabilities?
Yes, it can keep somebody in stasis.
Yuki, go into the tube, and if we can lady, if we let you leave and don't interfere, will you please program it to put her in stasis for a period?
Happily.
Thank you.
Wait, we're just gonna believe what she says? Oh,
Yes!
It does mean leaving her here, mine.
We lock the door.
I won't point out. Okay. I was being utterly facetious earlier when I said about killing you all. I'm really not a violent person. I'm also not very good with any kind of physical altercations and/or fisticuffs. So ultimately, I've got no doubt that you probably could do severe harm, if not completely, exigent my circumstances, as it were. I don't have any real wish to have physical confrontation with you people. I just want to leave. So ultimately, it's in my best interest to make sure that we can come to some kind of agreement.
okay, well, let's start with this. I'm making new life decisions, so why not shake hands with a union member? And she holds out her hand.
She will take that hand.
Eliza Hoff, Eve Bright.
Dr. Carson, progenitor.
It's not a pleasure, but I think that you know this as much as I do.
Yes. Needless to say, she'll take back her hand. As I've said, whatever's happened was not my intention. The project that you're talking about was essentially, when last I encountered it, when I was last working with it, was in a petri dish. Chances are, however, the fact is that if the ship was badly damaged, substances can enter the air, can enter either the air or into the air, water, or even be physically contaminated by individuals. I am sorry about what happened to your friend, she'll say, denoting Yuki. However, it is frankly, I have not given any thought to how to, shall we say, retroactively purge it from the system.
Well, I'll tell you what. Since we're only describing it here, you don't know what we're talking about. So, we're
Would
gonna
it help for you to examine me?
All right, sit up on the desk.
Yuki will climb up on the desk.
You'll see her.
By the way,
walk
what?
over- Hmm?
Funny question. Is that guy still sleeping in the room?
No, it was her who was
No.
sleeping in the room.
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood. I kept thinking there was a second person in the room. Sorry.
Nope. She will walk over and she will take up one of the rather odd-looking devices from the large, basically dolly of surgeon's tools, and she'll walk over to Yuki. She'll hold it up in front of her eyes, at which point there's kind of a beep 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 of pink light that'll shine into both of her eyes, and she'll do that to each eye. So beep 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 beep. She will then put it down. She will then take up a syringe gun. And she will say, "Open your mouth, please."
Yuki opens her mouth, a little hesitantly. So that's kind of
she
intimidating.
She sticks the injection into your tongue. It hurts like fuck.
Yet Yuki probably shouts in pain.
She'll withdraw it. My apologies. I was always told I had a terrible bedside manner. She flicks the vial of blood as she looks at it. I see. That's. Oh dear. That's not what it's designed to do.
Yeah, we kind of figured.
Question. We're still in dimensional grid 3232 ACB, aren't we?
I have no idea.
Can you pull up a map? Because
Basically, for those of you who understand any kind of dimensional science, she's asking if you're in the Umbra, basically.
Oh, right. She's Liza can say, yeah, we are.
And let me ask you an odd question. She asked a hypothetical. Were Leviathan's interdictoral shields activated when you came in?
There were no barriers, no.
Oh, fuck nuggets.
Language, please.
I
don't
mean,
think this is the time for that.
Absolutely is not the time for it.
okay, so let me explain this to you in as layman's as I can get. The virus, because it was a virus at the point, was mutagenic. It was designed to lacerate. It was designed to attach itself to certain chromosomes, and in order to create certain hormonal effects, extra, superhuman strength, superhuman endurance, the ability to phase through solid objects. I was working on that one. However, it could have mutagenically reacted when the static reality field around the Leviathan ceased functioning. Essentially, it mutated with the Umbra.
When you told us about super soldiers, I kind of figured that already. Because that did not look like a fucking super soldier field. In fact, have you ever played StarCraft?
No.
Have you ever seen a zombie apocalypse movie?
Yes.
Think that.
It bit me and spread whatever corruption was in it into me.
I've got a temporary barrier set up around her so that it doesn't spread through her as quickly as it should, but that's, like I said, temporary.
Right. I am not well versed in dimensional science. Nope. Eek.
How dangerous is it if this got back to Earth?
It'll be apocalypse, Eric says.
Well, no, let's be fair. The Union have stopped at least 4 of what you would determine as apocalyptic style genocidal plagues in the past. We do it on a semi-regular basis. The last time we had to do it, however, we had to create the Ebola virus in order to cover it up.
Great. Good work as always.
And I mean, yeah. Can I do something to see if I can make more sense of what she's telling us than everyone else can? Because Eric would probably grasp the medical realities behind all of this a bit more.
There's not really much that I can tell you to kind of give you more of an in-depth. Basically, you understand that viruses can mutate.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically, the virus has mutated with the Umbra, meaning the virus itself has changed to the point that it's become a spiritual plague.
Yep. Eric will like stare at her in horror and then look at everyone else. So basically, the Umbra itself has become infected, and is.
Actually, no. It could work. That could work. That could do interesting things. Okay, I've got an idea.
This is a terrible plan already. Let's hear it.
Yes. Well, you see, think about it like this. The consensus. This would defy the consensus because of its inherently spiritually active nature. It has to have a spiritual element in order for the plague to propagate. So, if someone is removed from the Umbra, it would inherently become paradoxical.
That's a big hypothesis you got there.
Oh, don't get me wrong, it would snap your friend out of existence like that. As in, she would become paradoxical, so Paradox would backlash against her, causing her to cease to exist. But the plague itself would also cease to exist, meaning it couldn't affect the world, meaning I am not responsible for genocidal event number 5.
Great. That does not help our current situation.
Perhaps for now we should, if you do not have a way to cure this, how long will that shield hold that you created?
It's gonna take a look at the pattern again. Just like whoop.
It's already about 3/4 of the way through it.
Oh gosh. It's not good. Not good at all.
Eliza, what did you make that shield out of? It was quintessence, right?
It was ether, yeah.
If I burn all of the excess.
No, basically it's eating through yours. So that means if you burn it, it doesn't have anything to eat through, which means it'll go directly at you.
So the excess in my body is protecting me.
Kind of.
Is TAS more potent than normal quintessence?
No, it's about the same.
The same thing.
It's just solidified.
Okay.
If the shield will not hold for much longer, and this lady does not believe that she can simply cure it as simply as that, and I do not suppose she plans on staying here and working on curing it indefinitely, perhaps we should put her in stasis for now, her being Yuki, and then once this current crisis is dealt with, we can find someone who knows a bit more about such things to try and take a look at it.
Well, here's the thing. She can't leave etheric space.
That's right. So she would have to stay in stasis.
You want to leave her alone in a technocratic ship without guidance.
What choice do we have?
Okay.
Fuck. Fuck.
Is it possible it would respond to an exorcism? I'm asking you, if it's got a spiritual component, can it be exorcised?
Oh my fucking god! Sorry, no.
I was asking her particularly. I was asking other people.
Yeah, I know, but she has to make her joke, damn it. They told us in orientation you lot were backwards.
Exorcism is not going to work on this, trust me on that.
Okay. Does anyone have another suggestion very quickly?
Okay. Hey, Doc, you wouldn't happen to have a spare amount of task here, would you?
Eric.
Oh, you're talking to Eric. Go, Eric.
Or either
No,
doctor, really.
Eric looks at Eliza and says, "I do have some tasks. Yes."
Okay, what about you? What about you? What about you? What about you? She gestures to Dr. Kentrick?
Crentus. Yes.
Prentice.
No, sorry. I'm absolutely tapped.
I could, so I think, if I remember right from what I have been looking at, some of my enhancements run off a minimal amount of quintessence. I could try shutting them down and giving her excess.
Yeah, but then we'd be dragging 2 people.
I mean, Wi-Fi capability isn't going to help us very much right now.
This is true.
Why don't you ask the ship if it's got any?
Leviathan?
Yes, Agent 372.
Is there a source of primal energy that we could use?
At present, Leviathan is currently running at 12% of its current power ration. Unfortunately, none can be currently spared.
Is there a reserve of pass or something that we could use?
If Leviathan's main power generator located in the engine room were to be brought back online, then Leviathan would be able to produce a large amount of excess energy, which could be solidified to TAS.
Well, that's our answer. I'm gonna try and get this baby back to work.
In the meantime, though, if there's not an,
You're right. Fuck.
it's not going to last long enough, is it?
It's not.
You will see, by the way, the back of her hand will start to glow at this point, as like a small little bauble of light on the back of her hand.
What are you doing?
Nothing. I'm getting a phone call. Apparently. One moment. Tap the back of her hand. I need to bring up my minicam. Discord.
And yes, she has Skype installed on her hand.
A holographic image will rise out of her hand, and you will see this individual stood in the holographic image.
Who is that? Ooh.
Doctor,
That's Overseer.
we recognized your prime signature. It is interesting. You were not accounted for the casualties. Congratulations. Oh, thank you, Overseer. I'm very honored to receive your silence. Yes, Overseer. Interesting. We have already encountered the hostile units who have infiltrated the computer core. I see that you are also hosting reality deviants. They woke me up, Overseer. There was nothing I could silence. Yes, Overseer. Good afternoon. He will say, turning to look at you all. It's clear he can see you.
Hey
Good
there.
afternoon, Overseer.
Hey there, goth chick. How do you do?
Interesting. The facsimile of gender. How base. It is amusing. We calculated a 78% likelihood that you would attempt this little mismaneuver. Though I am curious, you have committed a tactical faux pas. Why is it that you have actively placed a... He will look at the doctor. Admittedly redundant, but still a piece upon my board.
Call it the care for your allies.
I see. Eliza Hoth. Yes, I have a file on you. Your father was Jeremiah Hoth.
You wouldn't know anyone by the name of Typhon, would you?
Typhon. Yes. Why do you ask?
I'm curious about them.
I'm sure. He will say, based upon the regent sympathies that I have seen time and time again with your reality deviants, I am going to assume that one of you has been injured. More than likely, yes, he's going to assume one of you have been injured, and that is why you've sought out the doctor's medical aid in some fashion. I calculate there to be a 73% likelihood of this eventuality.
Congratulations, you're very good at calculating possibilities.
That is somewhat my forte, yes.
Interesting.
I would be merciful. Yes. I will give you the opportunity to throw down your arms now. Surrender. My reclamation teams have already arrived in order to bring the Leviathan back into the technocratic fold. There is no more point in posturing. You will be defeated.
Listen, I have a question. Has anyone ever really surrendered when you gave that choice?
No. But then again, it is standard operating procedure to give the offer.
Well, that's very kind of you. I'm Elijah gonna take a look at the rest of the room. I don't think, are we in a surrendering mood? Are we?
Oh, hell
There's-
no.
There's no way I'm going to let them get to me if I can prevent it.
You will see his eyes lock with lock with Eric's, and you'll hear him. He will turn his head, and the hologram will disappear. At which point, the entire superstructure of the ship will shake.
That would probably be breaching teams or something else equally unpleasant.
I will put out very much for you guys. He hadn't noticed Eric until Eric spoke, and then there was an immediate violent reaction.
Oh fuck! How could he not see me? I was right there, man.
Because you haven't spoken.
Okay. Can we just... Yuki, we don't need you turning into a zombie. Can you get into the tube? And then we can put you in stasis and move. And
Well,
do what we
Yes.
need to do.
Well, that depends on what the good doctor here is going to do. And she looks at Dr. Kentic. Are you scheduled for termination?
You have this vague inclination that she's broken ever so slightly.
Just gonna walk over and snap her fingers in front of her. Hey, how are you?
Coping with the sudden and immediate fact of my own mortality.
Okay. Are you scheduled for termination?
No, not that I know of.
Okay. Are you sure about that?
Oh, fuck.
So, I have an offer. I offer the treaty of mutual survivability. We help you, you help us. We all get to walk away from this hopefully alive. How does that sound? Huh?
Oh, fuck me. Oh, okay. Right, what do you need me to do?
Okay. We need to make sure that her infection is not spreading. And if she needs to go into stasis for that to happen, we'll do it. But we're keeping an eye on everything. In the meantime, we need to fucking get to the engine room.
Right. Okay. I can do this. I can put your friend in stasis.
Okay. And she will not be harmed or be taken away.
Well, that's not exactly up to me, is it?
The best thing we could do is not be in this room and make it... They'll know we're somewhere else and will come after us. This will be a low priority.
Can we take her with her? Can we take her with us while she's in stasis?
It's a tube in a wall!
I mean, she was...
No, it's very much a stationary device. It's kind of built into the floor.
Okay.
By the way, Yuki, lose another point of temporary willpower.
Okay.
It's getting worse. Put her in now.
Okay, we don't have a choice. Put her in.
Yeah, we could put her in and lock the door to the room.
They probably have access.
Well,
It doesn't matter.
change the codes.
Doesn't
won't
matter. I've already changed the code so that anybody's hand sign is good. They can probably do the same, especially if they're fucking registered.
Smash the something.
Stasis first.
Stasis
away.
first, battle team later.
You will see the doctor will open a panel on the back of her hand, clearly the hand being cybernetic, and she'll punch a bunch of buttons, and she'll kind of very unceremoniously kind of push Yuki into the center of the tube. If you would like
Wait.
to make...
Wait. Hold on. Before I go, Yuki will take her sword out and hand it to Liza.
You'll take a sword? What am I supposed to do with this?
If you can't use it, that's fine. Somebody else can. It's blessed.
Okay, Golden.
You get one shot with it.
Who is good with sword fighting, guys? Anybody here? Anybody?
Raises his sword, Kane.
Okay, but
who's
you
it
have a
blessed?
sword.
Who's it blessed to?
I'm not meaning to be that person, but I like my continued existence, and I'd like to continue doing it.
The item itself is blessed. It will do extra damage, and it will be easier to hit the target with.
We get it. You've got a +1 mace. Now can I continue living, please?
Yes,
Actually,
yes.
He'll hand the sword over to Rupert.
Thank you. Any obvious symbols on it?
It's just a katana, from what I remember.
No, it's just a Greek sword, Chiphos. Xiphos?
Oh, well. I must think I'm quite honoured.
The technocrat will punch down on the buttons in the back of her hand, at which point the blue liquid will proceed to spill into the tube again, and Yuki will be frozen, as if put into cryogenic stasis.
Okay, now we can just close the door, and if we can't do anything with the system, just leave it, and hopefully no one's going to come for it while we're causing hell somewhere else.
You really think our wall of stories is going to allow that?
Character doesn't know that. Character has hope. Anyways, Stephanos is actually going to try and he's not keeping an eye on the increasingly panicked scientist lady. What was her name? God damn it.
Prentice?
She had a name.
Prentice.
Prentice? Miss Prentice.
Dr. Prentice.
Doctor. Sorry. I have a PhD also. It's okay. Let's no, that's not okay. Anyways, we're ready to go? Everyone?
Oh, I'm going that way. I'm going to go find the Breacher teams and try and, make sweet love to Cypher 9 until he doesn't want to fucking kill me anymore.
I mean,
think that's gonna work.
I think he'll still kill you.
Yes, but I have an interesting philosophical dilemma to go through. I can either live my life on the run from the largest world organization the world has ever seen, or I can hang out with people who think that they can exorcise a disease. I'm going over there.
Or you can join me, and he just kind of gestures to
I choose to
herself.
point out that the ether isn't even a scientific principle.
See, you know what? There goes your chance. Good luck. Bye.
Hey,
Eric looks at her and says, I would remind you that there's a fellow doctor in the room.
And I would remind
You have
I would also remind you that
responsibilities as well.
Come
also
on.
remind-
You would hardly be the first technocrat to join the traditions.
Yes, but I don't want to be another one.
could I actually? I was going to actually try and make a roll. It's a Hail Mary, but
What's the role?
charisma leadership. Try to convince her, hey, you got a better chance living with us, even if it is on the run.
It is charisma expression if you want to convince her to do something.
I want to do that.
Doesn't leadership apply for that?
I prefer to use expression.
Okay, so natural leader does nothing. Okay.
But I want to do charisma expression, and as he looks at her and says, "Look,
Okay.
you and I didn't get off on the best foot, so to speak, but we could use someone with your talents, and you don't really have a future here. We can all discuss this later, but let's get out of here, all of us in one piece, shall we? Charisma expression, if something high, I assume."
I was going to say it's going to be difficulty 8, but I'm going to add an additional +1 diff because you're the man in the underwear.
I would suggest spending a willpower point.
Will do. Spending 1 willpower. And I actually get 3 successes with the willpower.
All right, you'll see her look vaguely kind of like, huh?
Can I make a roll to assist with it or something?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, I don't have expression, but it's a talent, so that doesn't matter. Just base charisma then?
If you want, you can roll leadership. I'm not too hung up on it.
Okay then, that actually gives me a fighting chance. What's the difficulty?
It's still going to be difficulty 8, realistically, because she does not want to go.
I will burn a willpower. Okay. That would be 2 successes then. And he's just going to say literally what I've said before. You got a better chance living with us.
Oh, you've got to be shitting me. I'm being convinced to... Question, what's your PhD in?
Engineering and robotics.
Right. I'm being basically convinced to go by a man in his underwear and what I will lovingly refer to as the slowest science with the biggest beard in the universe. Fuck my luck. Fine.
I am a doctor in underwear, thank you. He smiles.
You're not helping. Just go.
All right. Time limit. Let's go.
Okay, now we're all going.
All right. You wend and weave down the passageways. You are immediately hit by the fact that you are no longer standing in the stink of human slurry. You see all around you the doors become more ornate and wider. They become more ostentatious and more regimented as you run down them until you are standing in front of a cavernous, clatrifying door that must be at least 25 feet tall, and it looms out on either side in front of you.
Eliza's going to attempt to open it.
All right. Make me an intelligence hypertech roll, difficulty 7, needing a threshold of 3 successes.
Okay, I will bump a willpower point. One, 2. This is my specialty in intelligence, which is analytical count.
Yes.
Okay, so that's 5 successes again.
All right. The door will open, and you find yourself standing in this room.
Rummage. There we go. Whew. Ooh, that's pretty. Oh, you are gorgeous. Come here, you. And she basically almost hopscotches into the room. Yeah, so Eliza's going to check out the engine.
Excuse me. What did you say, Max? Sorry.
Eliza's going to go check out the engine and what status is in.
All right. As you do so, you will see a pillar of light come from the floor in the center of the room, and you will then see a figure appear in said pillar of light. Sorry, my apologies. I sneezed and just lost where I was going. There we go. And you will see this individual looking at you. You will say, "Good afternoon. My name is Aegis. How may I help you?"
Hello, Aegis. We are going to try and attempt to repair the engine.
I see. Please present your access codes.
Gonna turn towards the technocratic agents. Hello?
I mean, Well, there's the agent, and then there's the person who's actually registered as a crew member.
And Kryzos just kind of looks and goes, I don't have clearance for this.
Oh, great.
Uh,
Do you
Jan
maybe
will
have?
repeat his agent number.
I see. Good afternoon, Bok Choy.
Jan just kind of like makes a face because he's not really sure how to feel about that.
Over that, the Bok Choy is another Korean name.
I'm aware.
Mhm.
That's not his name.
Are you well today, Agent Choi?
I'm doing okay. We are currently pressed for time.
I see. Do you present clearance for this individual to access the Leviathan Central Engineering Core?
Yes.
Very well then. Access granted.
Sweet.
He's while Aegis is still there, hopefully. I'm not going to address Aegis because I don't have freaking clearance. Going to look over at Hyun / Bok Choy and say, is there any way that it could lock down the engine core once we're inside so that those breacher teams don't get in here?
Aegis, would you be able to lock down the engine core while we're working inside of it?
I'm able to lock down the engine room if that the
Oh.
computer core shutting down.
Alright, work fast.
Work fast, work fast. Eliza's gonna rush towards it.
Hi, Eliza. How's
Hi.
it going?
This is about to make my night.
Okay. Eliza, you listening to me?
I am.
Make me an intelligence hypertech roll, difficulty 7, with a threshold of 5 successes.
Okay. Can this be an
help?
extended roll?
No, this cannot be. This is the first of what will become an extended roll.
Okay.
Can I assist?
Can I help?
Do either of you have hypertech?
No.
Yes.
Then yes, Tiger, you may help.
Cool. Awesome.
I can hold your tools for you.
I will blow another
I have one
willpower point.
dot, but... You said diff 7, or...?
Div 7.
Oh, thank God for the willpower. Otherwise, that'd be botch. So I got
Yeah, I will
one
also
success.
spend the willpower.
I was
I
gonna say-
got 2 successes with the willpower.
All right. You are unable to secure the baseline to the engine core before it is security systems activate in order to try and keep you guys out. If you would like to now, please, both of you, make me an intelligence computers roll, difficulty 7, requiring a threshold of 3 successes in order to bypass. And this is for both of you, because you're both bypassing half of the system.
Computers is not my thing, but I will try nonetheless.
Spending another willpower if that's okay.
Yep.
I will do so too.
Okay. I got 2.
I've got 3.
All right.
I got 3
Eliza,
with the willpower. So.
oh, excellent. You are both able to bypass the computer core in order to resecure a line to the central. You are both able to resecure a line to the central engine core so that you may try again in order to ascertain and repair its damage. Please roll again. Intelligence hypertech, difficulty 8, requiring a threshold of 5 successes.
It was difficulty 7 last time.
Yes, it's now gotten more difficult.
Okay. Do our successes from last time stand?
Yes.
Okay, that's awesome.
So we have
already,
3.
we've already got 3.
Right.
Mhm.
So I will blow another willpower point, I guess.
Same. Like...
Oh, well,
All
there
right.
you go. 1,
Oh,
2, 3, 4. I've got 4 successes.
I added 1 with the willpower.
All right. The computer core. It will stop and it will say, link established. Engines have suffered severe damage. Engines have suffered 38% overall damage. Damage to the main premium generator at 37%. Recommended safety guidelines: premium engine output cannot exceed 31%. You will basically you are able to secure a link into the engine room's main power core, at which point you will need to lower the damage from 37 to 31, which means you will need to score 6 successes on another intelligence hypertech roll that you will both make together as an extended roll. You will each get 2 rolls in order to accrue the 7 successes at difficulty 7.
Can I?
Question.
Oh.
Is Evan, I do happen to have a wonder that might help with some of this. Depending on how complicated the damage is. Like if any of it's structural.
No, they're fixing fried circuitry.
Oh, this is fried
help with that.
circuitry. That explains. Because I was about to ask if I can use my crafts roll to lower the difficulty since I've got a specialty in engines.
No, unfortunately, this is a lot of hypertech.
Okay.
But you both do get 2 rolls, and you need to make the in order to make the 6 successes.
So 6 split between us.
6 split between you on 2 rolls each.
What's the difficulty again?
7.
Okay, so that's 1, 2 successes.
I got 2 as well.
Okay. Ooh, I've got no successes.
I got another 2. We're good.
Okay, we're good.
The engine will light up in a brilliant golden hue, at which point you will see it start to turn on its... It's almost like a piece of liquid gold in the center of this vast power matrix, at which point you'll see prime energy explode from the generator and start to fill out into the power system proper. At which point you'll hear something really odd. The computer will say, "Link to central computer file, link to central computer core, re-established. Engine prima facie accessed. All other systems terminated. Dump of ephemera core imminent. Dump of ephemera core imminent."
Evan?
Yes?
Can I hook my tablet up to this thing?
Yes, you can.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
I have to ask a really horrible question.
Okay.
Who has Spirit Sight active?
I do.
Oh, dear.
I'm prepared for that derangement.
Mod might be coming.
Oh no.
As it says ephemera core dump and process, you will see from about you will hear there'll kind of be a rush of energy that only you can perceive on the umbral plane. For everyone else, you will see through the conduit. Everything in the room goes dead for a second, and all the screens flick off. But the power continues to flow. That was just the line I was about to say, Ben. From the perspective of Solon, you will see thousands of faces on the screen. On the screens of every terminal in this room, as the faces are fed into the engine and the souls are destroyed.
Oh,
Thousands of them. Please make me a willpower roll difficulty 8, and for the love of God, don't botch.
Please watch, that's fun.
What's that? Botch horribly?
Yes, Nathan, you will nearly be drowned in the fear that permeates this room. Please make your willpower roll difficulty 8, and for the love of God, don't botch.
Flying shield ain't gonna help here, is it?
Nope. This is that good old-fashioned, that delicious, sweet psychological trauma.
1 success.
Tiger, we did not fuck up. That was the other team. That did.
Yeah. Willpower.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
You cannot spend a willpower on willpower rolls. What was that?
Current or permanent willpower?
It's permanent willpower.
And what am I looking for?
Difficulty 8.
Oh,
One success.
One success.
That is fine. Both of you roleplay trauma.
Oh dear sweet God. The engine just ate people.
When he hears that, Eric spins around, looks at Stephanos. What was that?
The engine just ate people.
The
Balls.
they're feeding spirits to fuel the engine.
That is an incorrect assessment, Unity will say as it's reappeared. We were given orders to dump the ephemera core, the core in which these entities were being stored. In order to successfully dump the ephemera core, it is fed into the main power generator.
Who gave you those orders?
Hmm?
Who gave you those orders?
I'm trying to think how would it describe Dr. Oscar Langley.
Eric
That's
looks at the new doctor. Who is that?
I don't fucking know. She's not one of the fucking crew. I don't know what's going on. I want to go home.
Basically, also, Evan, yeah, Eliza's linking up her tablet with the engine, and basically she's trying to copy data from it.
All right. Eliza, the engine is operational. The ship could be flown.
Okay.
It is on that note, boys and girls, that we will end our scene. The next scene will see you making a mad dash to the bridge in order to try and bring the Leviathan under your control. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been another scene in Darkness in Dublin.